Hey guys, welcome back to another JP Shop Tournament commentary video. Joined as usual with Nico and Dean. We
Hello.
have
Hello.
what is this? Top four match from our locals. It is Revue Starlight versus Milky Holmes with the spicy tech of the 1-2 Cinda card to memory from opponent's waiting room tech,
Yeah.
which I'm sure gets amazing use, right, Dean?
Earlier, not in these games.
Not in these games. So we're just gonna see Milky Holmes.
Yeah, you get to see Milky Holmes be Milky Holmes with 4 depth cards.
Sweet.
Very cool. All right.
All right, I guess we'll just jump into these matches then. So we have Dean versus this is Aubrey, right?
Yes.
From our locals, yeah. Aubrey on Revue Starlight. Obviously, Dean with the superior Milky Holmes, already dropping the 3-2 Cordelia.
Yeah, I remember laughing really hard and seeing my hand is like runner triple LE backup, and I'm like, wow, this hand is busted.
Oh my goodness. Yo, can you teach me how to open that? I can never open that good in Milky.
Yeah, I'm like leaning away from the table because I called you over, and I'm like, yo, this hand is sick. I had to clock this brainstorm.
So
I think I found the runner off the clock draw.
That's even more disgusting. So
I can't actually see what card that is. It's a little blurry.
I think it was just like a 500 power assist or something.
Okay.
I think he was actually under my runner.
Yeah.
And I just said, yeah, I'm not going to run because I always mill a climax.
Yeah, I can't see it too well, so all right. I see it's really small.
My hand was so good, I had to clock the 1-0 Ellie, but then I think I drew a third copy anyway.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh man. Oh, and you just kill it with oh my god. You're tri-fielding as Milky.
Huh? Yeah. Well, so I not only do I tri-field, but I'm thinking about it. And then he cancels, and I'm like, oh yeah, we pass. Oh wait, do we pass? No.
No,
Why did I think? Because he has a Ricky. Right.
Yeah,
I was
Revue
debating if he has Ricky or not.
Yeah, so Aubrey has a little bit more of a top end that's not really used. It's the Tendo Maya top end with Claudine. So I assume this is standby pants, right? I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is standby pants.
Because I know
I remember
saw
being
the level
afraid
3
of that.
Scryer.
Standby's a little spooky for Milky Holmes.
Yeah,
just because like it can't really contest boards bigger than it, and you just kind of struggle against those.
But it's not 8 standby, so it's not like he has like infinite standby, right? It's like 1. And if you can deal with that 1, you're probably fine.
I think the problem really lies in like the fact that I'm pretty sure Revue's standby has hand encore, so you can't ever really deal with it. It's always going to be there. So I guess he responds with his own tri-field. He gets a climax, so he's able to ditch salvage here.
Man, that card is so gimped compared to like the Betty and ReZero. Ooh, good player.
Yeah. At the same time, though, this is why clean cuts feel kind of bad in standby lists. In situations like this, you hit standby before you're able to use your clean cut.
And here, I think I was afraid that he might pass, but he didn't. So,
I'm a little surprised that he didn't pass. Like letting Milky Milky doesn't have Rickies. Letting Milky get to level 1, especially if you don't have a board that can contest it, is a little. It's kind of a yikes.
And I take that for both the mill and for the fact it's like deck speed, right?
Yeah.
Why would you not? And then
here you go, the wombo combo.
Triple Ellie. All right.
Yeah. Why would I?
Wombo combo. Happy feet. Here we go. You're just going in.
Man, Dean.
I bet you trigger clean here too.
Huh? Yeah. Why would I trigger climax?
Oh, there you go.
Gold bar. Yeah.
Yeah, you triggered a gold bar just so you can do it again the next turn. I understand.
Now, what am I thinking about? Oh yeah. I'm thinking is if he levels up here, right? If I attack and he levels up, I lose my board because he early plays and then like standbys, and I have the gold bar in hand, so that's like a horrible play, right? It's horrible to attack this third time.
Yeah, it's usually not super great.
Because like right now his 1/1 can't contest my board, right? It's not big enough. Like nothing he does is big enough. Or the 2/2 can, right?
The 1/1 is not big enough. The 2/2 can kill the Ellie, especially if he pumps it power, because otherwise you're actually over. Because the 2/2 would only be swinging in for, I want to say 10k. No, 10-5. So you'd be
10-5. So yeah, I'm not gonna.
Is Nana the clean cut Nana? Was it level 1? Because he could possibly side.
There. Well, no, because he has Ricky. He has Ricky as well. That's the problem.
Yeah, but he was at 1-3, right? If you side, put him at 4. Clock to 5.
I hit a soul trigger and I instantly lose. Like it's like one of those things. Like I'm not willing to take these like risk, right?
Yeah, I understand.
Like even if I'm not going to, I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. I lose this lane. That's fine. He comes in. I use the counter, of course.
Yeah.
It lets me save my card. And then I'm like, need to keep hand. I see the early play. I'm like, that's pretty good.
Yeah. You just grab the early play? I guess you're considering to see whether you need to mill more or not.
Yeah, it's more of like, because you only get like a 4-card mill with Milky every turn, so I need to actually like think about this, right? Like there's only so much deck speed I have.
Yeah.
And I do want to set up a timely refresh after this turn. And I think I decide I need to go all 4 if I want to do that.
Yeah, you just grab the early play.
And then he and of course the 7-5.
I think that's not terrible.
I think he has a
because if he has a counter, right? Yeah, if he has a counter in hand, like the 1/1 just survives. But I don't know if you really care because like if you care about power, you're just side attacking this turn.
Yeah, especially since you have the gold bar in hand, so you guaranteed the side for 1 at least, right?
Well, you'd think, but if I do this, I think I climax swap. If I put like a climax in my level, my Ellie can go to 8-5, 9-5, right? And I can like actually beat over a 2k counter.
Well, his counters are 2-5 because of
because he also has a startup in the back row, so he would actually be a 10k after all that. Because the brainstorm in the back row has on startup gives something 500 power. So if he's 7-5,
he only goes to 10k.
Yeah, but you're at 9-5.
Oh, 7, 8, 5, 9, 5. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So like you'd still be under, and then you'd be losing an Ellie, which feels kind of bad.
Does he forget the power then?
He might not have counter. I mean, I guess we'll see here, right?
Yeah, and I get power, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're going in.
Guess you, yeah, okay, so he backs up.
Well, also the
that's still next hand, right? Like I don't really care here because he next hand, right?
Yeah, I suppose, but oh my god, he just eats 4.
Yeah, the Claudine's back row is also global 500 if it matters. So
hit gate on last attack to get hand. So good.
Good god.
I'm over the 2-card deck, which is like fine, right?
Yeah, I think this is
like
perfectly fine.
What he has open lanes that he has to direct into to give me the good refresh, or he has to give me the counter.
Were you able to mill down your entire deck this turn?
No, not really.
Even with a spammable brainstorm, I almost feel like.
I mean, but that would have left me like 0 cards in deck. That's like.
Well, I think 0 cards in deck. Well, I guess you're right. Because I guess in this matchup I guess in this matchup is fine because even with 0 cards in deck, you're fine refreshing like 1 climax.
Well, I'm refreshing
1 climax out,
right? Yeah. Because I have the gate on top of the stock, and I have the gate inside the level that I used to force the counter, which forced a card out of his hand.
Yeah, and that's really good for like the standby
look how low his hand is. His hand's down to 4 already. And my hand, as I'm not mistaken, I have an early play narrow in hand, and I think I actually have 2 early play narrows in hand.
Well, you have the one that you got off the backup mill.
Yeah, but I think I have a second one in hand because I saw that he was playing standby. So I'm like, this card helps me contest board at 2, right?
Yeah.
Like it helps me. I can actually beat over a standby board with it, which is why I also put the Cheryl in the back row instead of keeping the Brainstorm, because that gives me an extra 1,500. Yeah.
Makes sense.
It's going to help me like contest his board later. And I was like, okay, what's the early play condition on this? And now, see, this is the thing, like, right? Like, he backed up to save this 1/1. But his standby combo is just going to go over the 1/1 anyway.
Yeah. Well, that's also kind of like the really awkward part about playing the early play 3-2. Is like in standby in bigger numbers. Because the early play 3-2 needs a full board to play. So, like, if you want to follow it up with a standby, you're usually playing over something, and that usually kind of feels really bad.
Yeah, so this is swinging in for 4 right now. So I'm wondering if you're just looking to pay out that climax with the counter here, right?
Yeah, I think I was thinking about it, and I'm like, seems pretty good.
I think this is fine.
I don't know why
Let me refresh.
No. I don't know why he would front here though. Like if he could side here and force like damage to stick on Dean, like refreshing that entire clock would have been really fine because Dean is just forced to crash next turn anyway.
So the issue here is that he gave a global soul to everything, right? So he's gonna side there for minimum 2.
Yeah,
right?
but even then, I think you're still supposed to. I think you're still supposed to take that chance.
Oh, I paid 2 for the salvage.
Yeah, you do. Oh,
that's what I did.
You saw the climax in your deck. That's why. Okay.
Yeah. So I paid 2 for the salvage, so I could get the early play narrow to contest board. So that's how I got 2. Actually,
you had 2 climaxes in your deck. Jesus.
Oh my god. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Dean is just really good at this game.
Understandable.
It happens.
Yo, can you give me Milky Holmes lessons, dude? I don't think I'm playing the deck correctly. I can never pull this off.
So I eat a 4. It's like, I think I'm fine eating the 4, right? Like it doesn't really hurt me.
Yeah, I mean he's
I still think you're
4. So
yeah.
I level yellow, so I have access, of course, to the early play. I mean, I have yellow anyway. Refresh a climax. I'm not really worried though. I feel like I'm in a good position.
Yeah, I still think you're in a good position. You're able to like more or less contest his entire board here this turn, right? So
yeah, and he's got a 2-card hand, right? Like, what's he gonna do here?
Like, even if he backs up, that feels really bad.
Yeah, and this card's, like, replacing itself in hand. So, like, my hand is, like, super set, right?
Yeah.
I think I have, like, 3 counters in hand. No,
I was like, man, I hope you have more than a couple counters in hand. Discard. Yeah, okay, so yeah, you just ditch the runner. Oh, you ditch narrow counter instead. Okay. Understandable.
I wonder why I did that. Just because I have to play it? I'm not sure.
That's a lot of damage coming in the Revue player's way. He gets a 2-card damage scry though, so that's pretty good. Ooh, would you have? I think like after the 2-card damage scry, I think you consider just attacking with the level 1 first, right?
Yeah, that's probably better. But I killed his damage scries, right? So, like, what does he do?
Yeah, that's true, too. But, I mean, like, the damage scries would have died anyway.
Oh, look at this. He and Encore is one of these. But what's cool is, like, he can't even contest these, right? Like,
yeah, the damage scries are technically lower because the level 3s are 10k. Your narrows are 10-5 before counters and before additional power from the Cheryl back row.
Yeah, so one of these can randomly be, like, 15-5, right?
Yeah.
Or I can go 13-5. No, they're 10-5s.
Yeah, so the counter
I have 4,000. You're right. I have 4,500 extra power, right? So I already have 12k and 13k. Yeah. So like his hand is super low.
Yeah.
And then he played over the 1 lane that lived in order to get his top end off.
That's the cool part. Not really cool part. I say that sarcastically. That's the kind of like unfortunate part about the Sen 1 Revue combos is like you need like specific level 3s on board.
Like all of them are 2 different cards, right?
Yeah.
Then look at this point, I'm like, like, my opponent doesn't really have a hand, and I'm sitting on like an unkillable board almost, so I think I should be good.
It's kind of interesting that he went with not putting the other level 3 in the front row, so he can get 5 attacks this turn instead of only 4.
Does he have the resources to do that?
I forget, what's the cost on it?
He has a 1-card hand and 0 stock.
I think the cost is free as long as you have both cards. Let me double check why this is going on.
I'm not too familiar just because I've never played around with that.
It's been a while since I've played this combo myself.
So yeah, I'm backing up over one lane, power pumping the other, and then I'm just using the pay 2 salvage to like keep up the quote unquote tempo in my favor. Right?
Okay. The Claudine cost for restanding the Tendo is pay 3 ditch 1. So okay,
yeah, he doesn't have the resources.
Yeah.
God, you just cancel everything.
Yeah, I didn't mill. I just salvaged. And then, because he was forced to crash, he ends up 3-stocking the damaged scry to try to get an extra turn. Which is...
Yeah, the board placement was kind of awkward, because ideally, with the scry, you just want to put it in the center lane, because it's an open lane, right? But you have to put the Tendo in the center lane in order to get the heal off. So...
Like I was thinking, and I think I was like, yeah, I think I want to clock draw here. Just for the deck speed. I don't think I had a way to like.
Oh, actually, swap. I'm looking at the card effect right now. He didn't have to put the Tendo Maya in the center lane.
Oh yeah, because doesn't the Claudine let him like move it to the center or something?
No. The climax combo for Tendo Maya itself is just on attack up to twice a turn. You can heal one if you have the climax, but the restand is on Claudine, which requires for the effect to work. The center lane Tendo Maya is the one that gets to stand. So like, yeah, it's just probably something like didn't really think about because you always tend to have that board.
You usually always kind of like position it that way. Yeah.
So yeah, I just level swap to get the possibly like the better refresh here.
Does the Tendo Maya get any power on defense or no?
No.
Oh, that's very bad then. I'm pretty sure he might actually just die here.
Oh,
okay, yeah, he's just dead.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Unfortunate.
Wow, that was a quick game.
That was. Is there anything else worth talking about in that match specifically? I think like towards the end there was like the placement was kind of wrong, but I understand like getting it wrong in the heat of the moment because you're just so used to playing like Tendo Maya in the center lane for the combo itself.
Yeah. I think, like, I don't know, I feel like backing up when, like, your hand is set to play over your board is, like...
Well, the thing is, we might not know if his hand, like, if he already had that in hand, right?
Yeah, you're right. He might have, like, drawn into it.
Like, if he drew into it, like, it's kind of fine. But if he had that in hand, he probably should have just held up and let the board die.
Yeah, it's, like, really awkward. And then... It was unfortunate early on. Like I said before, I don't like playing clean cuts along with standby.
Yeah.
And he ended up in that one situation. Because usually if you play clean cuts in a standby list, the only time the clean cut like gets maximum value is literally if you trigger the standby on the last attack and you attack with the clean cut second to already move the card, then you can play like the 2/2 in the front row like that, right?
Yeah.
But it's like only one instance or like one way the top 3 cards have to be stacked for it to work out that way.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's like the clean cut, because like you're already like sacrificing a lane, right? And it's like you put the clean cut on the board in order to save that lane.
Yeah.
But if you're standbying over that anyway, then it's like.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
I could have just like put a card on board to actually win that lane, right?
Yeah, this is why I know a long time ago when Nico and I were discussing building the standby list before Nationals, we cut clean cut very quickly, and then we like I think the biggest options for level 0 plussing is generally either like the 3/5 center runner or the mill runner I think there is, or a free runner, and also the other card which is the Tendo Maya level 0 spawner I think it is, where it's like just basically the same thing as the Aqua PR from Konosuba, which is a top check on play and then mill top card on attack. If you have one of those other, if it's a 0, you can summon it. Those are like the best plussings for like standby list, in my opinion, that you can choose in Revue Starlight at least, right?
I decided on like Ricky and Center Runner in our lists.
Yeah, and that was more than enough.
Just though,
I know with like Million Live, I quickly realized that if I was playing like heavy standby lists, that I couldn't play clean cut, and I was just like getting like really distraught over how bad the clean cut actually was.
Yeah, in non-standby list, I think clean cut is very, very strong. It's just like it's unfortunate that clean cut doesn't work very well with the standby trigger.
Yeah, there's a lot of like random anti-synergy you can have.
Mm-hmm. I think with that, is there any other thoughts you guys have on the match?
No, that was just a really quick game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's too much else to add there. Revue player kind of ate shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, it'd be like that. Yeah.
It was like Milky was just like contesting board over and over again, I think was the problem, right?
Yeah.
And it's going for the double narrow after I forced the counter on the 1/1.
Yeah, the
like,
double narrow turn I think is like really what
yeah.
just really forced the issue there.
Yeah, because like, what are you supposed to do? Suddenly, I've got this board, and then I'm presenting counter behind the back row too, and he's standby, but he can't.
Yeah, he needs to like try to eclipse over like a possible 15k, and if not 15k, he needs to be able to like get over 12k in each lane, which for standby Revue is actually a little difficult. Yeah, it's a little difficult.
Yeah. And on top of that, they're on like opposite ends of the board too, right? So
yeah.
Ultra hard to deal with because you can't just like do like double level assist or something.
Yeah,
especially without having the 3-2 back row like out for the extra power pump, it just becomes really difficult.
I don't think I even saw the 3-2 back row list, right?
I don't think I saw it either, but it might have been in there as a 1 or 2 of, or even maybe there was a Nana in there also. I didn't really see the entire list, but yeah. I think with that being said, we're gonna close out this match video. Our next video should be another Milky Holmes versus what was
Steins Gate
for the grand finals of that week's local top 4 match. Until the next video, guys, we'll see you later. Before you go, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel if you do enjoy our content, as it does help us grow, and check out some of these social media links below.